So what you're about to see is us dump and spread compost for top dressing over a lawn. And I'm going to point out the mistake that I made. The rake that I said was 48 inches wide is actually 36 inches, but 48 sounded better to say for the joke that I'm about to make when you see it. So yes, it's not 48 inches. I'm correcting myself now. So enjoy the video. Thank you. Alright, if you're spreading compost by hand without the aid of a spreader, you're probably going to really want to have a rake. So you may have a small rake like that. That's, you could even have like a bow rake, or sometimes they call it an asphalt rake that's shaped slightly different. You could have a tube rake, help level things out a little bit better, kind of a golf course thing. You could go to a 36-inch wide rake, or you could go with the Binford 4800 48-inch wide grading rake. No, just kidding. This is a Wolverine grading rake. So if you want to grade large areas, I'd recommend a wide rake like that, or a tube rake, to, one, cover a lot of area. Two, since you're already kind of top dressing, why not try to level out the lawn as you do it as well. Now you can break down the pile with any kind of other kind of rake, but as you can see with the tube rake, you can really get it to work in with a lot less effort. And like I said, it'll help deposit the compost into the deeper sections to help level it out. So I know they call it top dressing the lawn, but when you have shrubs like this up against your lawn, or in this case overhanging, when you fertilize on the bags for trees and shrubs, they say put the fertilizer at the drip edge, which is the leading edge of the foliage, and where it's wet when it starts to rain but dry underneath. So in situations like this, your larger shrubs and even trees, their feeding roots extend way beyond the drip edge. So you're not just feeding the lawn, you're also helping the shrubs too, and trees. So it's been 5 days since spreading the compost. It was a little wet. We had a ½ inch of rain come through, so the compost was kind of wet, hard to spread. After it dried out, I went over it with the backside of a hand rake, the springtime rake, to just kind of fluff it and work it in where it just was holding together because it was so moist. And then I mowed, and yes, I spread it when the grass is tall. I'm not worried. The grass will work through, especially after some rain and working it in. And then, as you see right now, I used the front tine rake on one of my mowers to help pick up some of the grass and work some of it back in. Some of the thicker spots that you see where it looks like it's completely covered. Wait for the garbage truck to go by. Thank you. Waiting for the garbage truck to go by there. So the thicker spots that you see, that there's really no lawn, that's where the lawn went dormant before spreading, and I didn't take a video. Sorry, I was kind of in a rush to try to get all the material down. Some of the grass was starting to come back. Since it did go dormant because of the heat, why not give it a little bit of extra material? And also some of the spots, like this one right here, I don't know what the shade, my view is kind of messed up, but that is a sinkhole from a old tree stump. So that's just a hole, and I'm trying to fill it in. So straight compost is not the best to help level a lawn, but you can sort of kind of level it. Best to level a lawn is straight sand, but you can also do a sand compost mix. Some places you can order a custom soil mix. Just check to see what their minimum is. They might have a minimum of, they won't do like a handful of yards, but maybe 25 yard minimum for that. Depending on how your place is that you're picking material up from, maybe you could get one scoop of compost and one scoop of sand, and they mix it they pour it into the truck, so it is mixed that way, and then when they dump it, it's kind of mixed, and then you do the rest if you're looking for that. But compost does help level it a little bit, not that much. The other thing is with compost, it does have some water holding capability. I'm just going to walk through the yard. Like I said, like over here, this is a chemical burn, so just lay it on thick there to add nutrients to that area that got burned by the chemicals. What was I saying? There you go. So compost has some ability to absorb water and help with holding moisture in and then slowly releasing it, kind of like mulch does. It's not like a sponge and it holds a lot. It just holds a little bit more than what a sandy soil would have. And then it also kind of helps with a clay soil hold water in a much better way that's a little bit more porous. And your results may vary depending on how fast your soil your soil ecosystem can work with the compost to get it broken down and into a form that the grass roots can absorb, and then you can actually start to see a result in. So that may vary depending on your soil ecosystem. But if you have an opportunity to use a compost top dresser, whether it's a drop spreader or it's a broadcast spreader, I highly recommend using one. Figure out which one you like most, because spreading it by hand is time consuming, and you can get a better rate of better coverage rate with a spreader than you can doing it by hand. I know a lot of people will disagree, but when you can dial them in to have like a definite 1/4 inch spread, and it's spreading nicely at a 1/4 inch, it sure beats doing it by hand. So thanks for watching, and in a couple of weeks I'll show you some results. We are in a drought right now, and I'm not going to overseed right now. I'm going to overseed in about a month or so. But again, where this is not like a liquid, it's not a granular, this has to get worked into the soil, and then the nutrients in it has to be broken down to where the roots can absorb the nutrients that are left over after it's been broken down. That takes time. So if I get the soil excited now, then when I go to do grass seed, I can have the grass seed starting in a soil that's excited, not have one that was aerated and thatched, and then you put down grass seed, and then you top dress. So this is just doing it for time constraints and taking advantage of the rain that had happened to try to hold in some moisture in the soil. So it's just one way to do it. I'm not saying this is the way to do it. It's just in my situation, this is what I'm going for. And if you're in a similar situation, you can kind of see that, okay, other people have done it too. All right, thanks for watching. Take it easy.